got some rather sad news. A hockey legend and Ralph Backstrom has died at the age of 83. Ralph Backstrom has won 6 Stanley Cups, Nate, with the Canadiens. Six. That is ridiculous. I'm sorry, six Stanley Cups. That is ridiculous. He has a 1959 Calder Trophy, which, if people don't know what that is the trophy given to the best player who had the best performance in their first year. So basically, it's like the Rookie of the Year of hockey. In his career, he has played 1,032 NHL games for the Canadiens, the Los Angeles Kings, and the Chicago Blackhawks between 1956 and 1957, and 1972 to 1973. He scored 639 career points, 278 goals, and 361 assists. He has 4 game-winning goals, and he played another 304 games for 4 teams in the World Hockey Association between 1973 and 1977. Um, Again, Nate, this is a hockey legend dying way too soon. 83 years old. 83 years old isn't really too soon, but you really hate to see a hockey legend die in general, a sports legend in general, anybody in general dying, but especially a hockey legend who has won 6 Stanley Cups. It really is like, something tragic for the NHL. But before I say anything, I just want to take a moment of silence. Thank you. Um, so yeah, and the source for this was David Stubbs, NHL writer. So yeah, I mean, let me tell you something, Nate. It's very rare. It's very rare that we get to hear about a 6-time Stanley Cup winner. You know what I'm saying? And obviously back then times were different. Obviously Canadians were a very dominant team in hockey. Obviously hockey originated.
There weren't that many hockey teams either.
Right. Obviously, like, hockey originates, I believe, in Canada. Like, Canada
Yeah.
is a big home for hockey, and obviously everything like that. But it is still really sad to hear about Ralph Backstrom dying, and I
Right.
want to, may he rest in peace, and I want to send my condolences to his family as well, and people who are affected. Um, but yeah, I mean, he won the 1959 Calder Trophy, which means in that year he was a very huge, important piece to that Canadians team. If you get what I'm saying, like, he basically won Rookie of the Year. Put it that way. It's your first year performance. It's given to the winner who had the best first year performance, and that was him. Because NHL really doesn't, like, their trophies, right? They don't really mention, like, they mention what it's for, but they don't mention, like, oh, this is the MVP trophy right here.
They give
It's
it
kind
like
of like,
a very luxurious name. Kind of
yeah,
that's how I'd say it.
give it a very luxurious name, but it doesn't say MVP or Rookie of the Year. But basically, put it that way, Backstrom was basically like a Rookie of the Year in 1959, and he had a very long career too. You played from like 1956 to 1977 of hockey. That's insane, Nate. That is 21 years of hockey play. Maybe not all in the NHL, but it's 21 years of playing hockey, and I mean professionally. And so I got to give him a lot of credit on that, because you don't really see that longevity in sports anymore. But I mean, man, like, regardless of all that, condolences out to his family, because condolences out to the NHL, because they have lost a legend in Ralph Backstrom, and may his soul rest in peace. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I'll pick up from there. May Ralph Backstrom's soul rest in peace, and condolences to his family and everybody who was affected. One thing that actually really intrigues me, is that Backstrom was signed by the Canadiens at age 17. You will never hear that ever again. When
Right.
we talk about how like LeBron James and was in made his first NBA debut like 18, was there like 19, something like that. So one of those two. He was either 18 or 19 when he made his NBA debut. We talk about Ken Griffey Jr. making his MLB debut at
Right.
age 19. But
LeBron,
we
LeBron and Kobe
never
Bryant,
hear
Kevin
so
Garnett, they came out of high school and
right,
started playing.
right.
Right.
But we never hear anybody at age 17 getting signed
For
by a
hockey.
professional by any professional team at that. That's still minor ages. So the
Right.
fact that
Well, like
this
I said,
dude,
well,
well,
like I said, Kobe Bryant, LeBron did it.
yeah,
Like, back when they got drafted. But like back then, like, times were different, Nate. They were
yeah,
really different. I don't think you had to go to college.
no, if you stood out, and that's exactly what I was just gonna get to. He must have been a really great hockey player to get signed by a professional hockey team at age 17, let alone a dynasty. This dude was signed by a dynasty at age 17. He was a part of that. Think about that for a minute. That's just something you'll probably never hear of ever again. Because now back then it was different. Like there was, you really didn't have to go to college for sports. I mean, you could if you wanted that, little bit of experience before you get to that big position as a professional athlete. But it wasn't necessarily required. Now it is in order to get that national attention. Um, but yeah, man. I mean, to be signed at age 17 and just have your career being taken off, it's absolutely incredible. And like I said, that's just something you'll probably never hear of ever again. I mean, all these other guys that we mentioned, you know, came into the NBA and the MLB or whatnot at their age, but like I very rarely hear of professional athletes becoming professional athletes before they become adults. Like it's like we see athletes become professional athletes before drinking age, but before they become legit adults, legal adults, like that's very very rare. It's something that none of us will probably ever hear of in our lifetimes, probably ever again. Um, but yeah, man. Aside from that, 6 rings. He's a rookie of the year. Did he win an Did it like their MVP, their version of MVP? Did he win that?
I don't think so.
I don't.
I don't think he won. He's won that, but like the Calder Trophy, which is I'm gonna call it the Rookie of the Year because that's basically what
Right.
it is. But he's won the Calder Trophy, the 1959 Calder Trophy, which means he had a huge impact on the 1959 Canadiens team, and obviously he had a big impact on the Kings and the Blackhawks as well. But yeah, to hear about somebody who won 6 Stanley Cups, you're never gonna hear about that again. I don't think. You know what I'm saying? Like you're never gonna hear about that again, and in hockey at least. It's very hard to win 6 championships in general in any professional sport. I mean, obviously, Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, Bill Russell, they've done it, but I mean, yeah, I think the NHL really has lost the legend. I think I think honestly, Nate, you could make a case for the Hall of Fame for him. You could.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure if he's in it, but you know what? Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I'm not sure if he's in it, but you could definitely make a case for it.
Right.
But
Absolutely. I
I mean,
absolutely agree. Yeah.
yeah, but
Um.
with that being said, will you have anything else to say, Nate, before we end?
Yeah. I just want to say again, go over again that may his soul rest in peace. Condolences to his family.
Right.
Condolences to everybody who's affected by this.
Right. May he rest in peace. Condolences to the Backstrom family and everybody who was affected by Ralph Backstrom's passing. And, I wish them the best of luck.